Well, good morning. It's Saturday morning, and thanks for being here. And I thought I would share with you a few of my thoughts from my very limited view. Before we begin, I think what we're going to practice today is a little bit related to the topic at hand. Yesterday, I went to the studio, my yoga studio, with the understanding that my books would be arriving, and I had this Kickstarter campaign, and I'm very excited about being able to deliver those books. And I waited I waited all day, and they didn't come. And I came home in the early evening, and I could hear, you know how sometimes you'll hear maybe a phrase or a word or sometimes a song lyric that is related in some ways to whatever it is you're working with. And it was, be not attached to the fruits of thy labor. And something like that is written in the Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna, he has to go to war, but not only does he have to go to war, but he has to go to war with his family. And it's a long story, which I won't go into. But essentially, he has a conversation with Krishna, the God, and God explains that you have this duty, and the duty is to show up regardless of the outcome. And I've been thinking about how all of us during this time with COVID have been given these really unique circumstances, many of which are obstacles in which we get to work with, and very distinct for each one of us. And I was thinking about The Humans of New York. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a great set of interviews where people in New York are interviewed about their life, and it's so beautiful to hear what it's like for another human being. And I dream of being able to somehow hear the stories of each one of us and what it was that we worked with, what it was we grappled with. And personally, I'm very fortunate because I have a family that's functional, and I live in a home that's decent size, so we're not all over each other. And my personal duty is to hold space for a community. And I don't know, just like you likely, how some of these things are going to turn out. Some of these things that we're working with, yes? And yet, and it's easy to go there, right? To want to figure out, how is this going to roll? But the essential part of this from the yoga practitioner's standpoint is to show up. And there's another phrase, to give all to all. It's interesting that we're here at Christmas time, at the holiday time, where often we may be assessing how much we feel comfortable giving. And great phrase, give all to all, because who is all? What is all and who is all? And in the yoga practice, as we're practicing, we become less attached to the fixation that we have on me. So doing our duty, how would we translate that into an asana practice? Well, we'll probably go to the core today. We'll work with the core, and we could just work with the core and have it be simple. Or we can also look at when the mind wants to be somewhere else, because as soon as we want to be somewhere else or a particular objective, we've lost the chance to fully embody the moment. And, I think all of us are being asked to learn how to really deeply dwell in that space. All right? Okay, so let's get to practicing. Let's lie back on our mat, and let's bring the knees into the chest, and we'll just begin by giving ourselves a hug. Okay, so the books didn't come. They will come next week. They will come. All right, let's wrap the arms around the legs. Just let the shoulders soften. And I think it's always a great idea to look at what it is that we're working with in our life right now. The kinds of relationships that we've got going, the concerns that we have. And we bring that all to this space. It's the beauty of this space. And we offer our concerns to the God of our own understanding. Let's just go there right away. And then let's make a little commitment to use this time to practice doing our duty, which is taking care of ourselves right now. Let's interlace the fingers behind the head so the thumbs draw down the nape of the neck. And with the knees in close, we'll just gradually draw the elbows into the knees. And maybe the tailbone comes off just a little bit. We'll inhale and open out like a little butterfly, but not very far. And exhale, draw back in. Inhaling and exhaling. It's like one of those little pill bugs. Feels safe enough to open and then closes right back up. And we'll do 3 more of these. Good, then place your head back down, but you can keep your arms where they are and send the legs up. And we'll circle the feet one way very thoroughly. So not being attached to the fruit of our actions, we see this in the asana practice all the time. In fact, let's switch directions. Contemporary yoga culture has certainly sold us the idea about getting into particular postures as if that were the yoga. Right, we will focus on the noun as opposed to the verb. Pause here, flex your feet, widen your toes, lengthen the back of the legs, knees could be bent, and then lower the right leg slowly, keeping the lumbar spine on the ground, and then draw the head up if you wish, and draw the navel to the spine. And inhale, come back up. The head returns to the ground, and exhale, left leg goes long. And lifting off, drawing navel to spine, and feeling this hug of the midline. And back up. And exhale. As you exhale, right leg down, head lifts. Pause, squeeze in, hug in. Inhale. Exhaling. Head lifts off. Squeeze in. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, right leg. You can pause at the end of the exhale, which is nice. It's like a little breath practice. Inhale, back up. Exhaling. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, knees bend once again. Inhaling. Exhale, legs move to the right, but they don't come to the ground. So we're just feeling now into the obliques. The shoulders, the elbows are down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, other side. Just noticing left and right side. Inhale, come back up. Exhaling. Yep, pause as long as you can pause. Good, then inhale, come back up. Exhaling. Yeah, so letting go of the attachment to getting to a particular place. But rather, inhale, come back up. sink deeply into just this. Just this, the business of doing the best we can with what we've got. Yeah? Inhale, back up. Exhaling. Yep, hanging out. Although you're really not hanging out. You're squeezing in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pause. Now left leg goes long. And we lift the head off and the left elbow touches the right knee. Maybe it touches. We hug in. We inhale, open. And we switch. Yeah, give it a little squeeze here. Inhale. Exhale. So this is another posture. Well, it's not a posture, but it's a process where the question is, can we be present throughout the movement and go slow enough? Exhale. Where we do stay in active engagement the entire time. If we move really fast, there's usually some flinging involved. And with flinging, we kind of lost ourselves in the process. Come back. Exhale. Maybe touch. Inhale. Exhale. Could hang out at the bottom of the exhale. See what that's like. Inhale. Exhale. And lastly. Good. Okay. Pause. Good. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Yep, feel into that. Okay, so we're interlacing again so the thumbs draw down the nape of the neck. And this time we lift the legs off and we see if we can lift the tailbone off. And maybe the elbows and the knees touch. And maybe they don't. When we inhale, open. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Yeah, good. Inhale. We'll savor. Come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. Good. Then inhale, open. Pause here. I'm guessing you feel your abdominals now. I hope you do. All right. So let's bring the legs back in. Cross right leg over left. Now we'll keep the arms down again. And the arms are down, the shoulder blades are down, and the legs draw out towards your right, but they don't come all the way down. So we'll probably feel this in left obliques and maybe into left hip. Inhale, come back up. Cross the other way. Exhale. Go slowly. Go slowly. Good. Just kind of drilling into the moment. Inhale, back up. Unwind. And other side. Good. Coming back. Unwind. Other side. Good. Come back up. Unwind. To the right. Just explore on the way down. There's got to be some resistance, right? Otherwise, we just sort of fall to the ground. Inhale, come back up. Cross and other side. Okay. Inhale, come back up. Take both legs straight up. Flex the feet again. Take your toes wide. Now from here, what will happen is left leg will go down and we'll keep the right leg straight
Some of you might be able to bring it over the torso. Doesn't matter either way. We take the hands now to the right leg and we walk up the tree trunk of the right leg and we create some resistance. So the leg pulls away from the face, but the face is giving it everything it's got to get to the shin. And you notice left leg is off the ground. Good, couple more breaths here. All right, slowly lower. You could keep the head off as you switch. Right leg draws down, climb up left leg. Left leg pulls away, create a little resistance. The draw navel to spine. And let's switch, come to the other side. Good, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, even the obliques. See if we can get everything along the abdominal wall. Everything invited to the party. And then switch on the other side. Okay, good. And then relax that for a moment. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Good. Relax. Let the breath just take you downward. Yeah, so there's this question around when we do have duties, and we all do. We all have duties right now. Then how do we bring ourselves to those duties? That's another very interesting inquiry, isn't it? How do we bring ourselves to those duties? We cross the ankles and let's roll a few times, but let's roll slow enough so that it's as little flinging as possible and it's mostly abdominal. You could see how far off the tailbone goes. Take it really much slower than you normally would. Rising back up and then back down. And as we practice, we notice when it is that we want to get somewhere. And where is it we think we want to get to? Well, let's do two more. Yeah, you can see how it's almost like piano keys along the front of the abdominal wall. One more time. How slowly can we go? Holy smoke. Okay, cross the ankles. Take your hands now to the ground. Lift the hips up. Round the upper back. Separate the shoulder blades. Take a couple breaths here. Imagine lifting the feet off. Just imagine it. And then walk one foot back at a time. Come to plank pose. And lower the knees to the ground. Okay, so far so good. Have we gotten anywhere? No, I hope we haven't gotten anywhere at all. We'll take the left leg back behind us. Okay, so wake up the abdominal wall again and the right arm forward. And then slowly the elbow and the knee come in. Now here's another place where we could easily fling. We want to go slow enough so we can feel what's happening in the body as we move. You know, and then we can really begin to bring ourselves to it and make it beautiful. Let's do one more. And inhale, open. And then go ahead, place your right hand down and bend your left knee. So the sole of the left foot, the idea here is that it's pushing up toward the ceiling. And we'll do 5 of these little movements where we're pushing the ceiling away, keeping the hip bones drawing downward, and attempting to continue to draw the navel to the spine. Okay, that's probably 5, yeah? Go ahead, left knee down. Right leg back. Left arm forward. When we inhale, exhale slowly. Slow enough to feel what exactly is taking place when we ask for this contraction. Body does it, and then we extend. Notice the balance in the body. Okay, we've got one more here. And then go ahead, place left hand down, bend right knee, and then just a little push. Just a little push upward. Like good morning glutes. Okay, right knee down. Tuck toes under, lift knees off, pull hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, so knees can be bent for this first few breaths, drawing the hips way up and back behind. Feeling the breath move into shoulder blade area. Take the outer edges of your shoulder blades around your torso toward your sternum as if that were possible, okay? And then go ahead, walk back and forth a little bit. And inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold, release. Let's do that again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, release over bent knees. Grasp your elbows and let's just hang for a moment. Let the neck go long. The drawing navel into spine. Lifting the pelvis upward. Allowing the spine to waterfall. This sense of waterfall through the back. Let's then interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the blades together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling. Feel your feet root, front and back. Good, steady. Steady and present. And then bend your knees and have your fingertips graze the floor and slowly rise up into chair pose. As the hips sink down, let's have our feet hip width apart. And rest most of your weight in your heels. Separate your toes without separating your fingers. See if that's possible. Now will you, from here, put your weight into your right foot and have your right elbow and your left knee attempt to touch. And then inhale, come right back into chair. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. We just did this on the floor, didn't we? We'll do it again. And coordinating the breath with the movement. I love this idea that if we've got some awareness of our lower navel, no matter where we move in space, we're always there. Good chance we'll be able to maintain the balance. Okay, let's do one more. And then feel your feet root. Inhale, rise up. Let's interlace the fingers at the top. Palms press up, come up onto the balls of the feet. Stretch upward. Feel center line through the whole body. Good, a little taller. Wish I could see you. Inhale. Exhale, heels land. Release the arms. Okay, now it's time for the Gayatri Mantra. So we come to the top of the mat. Let's draw the palms together. we might dedicate ourselves or our practice to being able to show up with whatever responsibilities, whatever duties that we do have, showing up with grace and fullness. What an opportunity to learn about ourselves, yes? And to give what we can. So join me if you wish. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om. Let's inhale, send the arms up, and exhale, folding forward. Yeah, take it slow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank pose. Press back through your heels and begin to awaken your whole body. Good, remember that space, shoulder blades draw away, navel to spine. Head is in relationship with the rest of your body, which is to say, if it's dropping, draw it up and back. Now, maybe right knee and right elbow touch. If this doesn't work, place your left knee down on the ground. Inhale, come back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Knees down. Body down. Pause here. Point your toes back. Now inhale, lift chest, open. Good. Well, stay here for a couple breaths. As the legs root. We stretch open the front of the torso a little bit. Shoulders are away from the ears, aren't they? And pull your mat with your hands. Point your toes. Make your legs really long. Inhale. Exhale. Down we come. Tuck toes under. Lift hips up and back. Puppy pose. Stretch your arms forward. And if you haven't eaten much this morning, inhale. Exhale the breath. And umbrella your abdomen. Lift it way up into the spine at the end of the exhale. Then release. Inhale. Exhale again. Pulling up and in. Then release. Inhale. Last one. And soften. Inhale. Exhale. Gradually rise up. Tuck toes under. Downward facing dog. All right. So in downward dog, it is often the case that when we say send the right leg back, it doesn't happen with the breath. We'll fling it back. So can we inhale, lift the right leg back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, go slowly. Then inhale, sweep back. It's almost like the movement is a function of the breath. And the right knee now comes to the left elbow, or thereabouts. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, now we kiss the knee. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, take it slow, thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly between the hands, or as close as you can, and you may need to carry the leg. Then let's slowly come up into a high lunge position. Sending the arms up. You know, if we're honest about it, it can take a little bit of time to feel the whole body here. So the idea is that we are waking up, everything's a little bit awake. No one place is too awake. Then draw your palms together at the heart. And this is interesting. We'll take the left elbow to the top of the right thigh and just touch. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, navel to spine, left elbow touches. Inhale, back up. And we'll do one more. Good, come back up. Keep the hands as they are. Take left leg forward, come into tree pose. Set your foot anywhere along the leg. Send the arms up, interlace your fingers, turn the palms up. So the arms are externally rotated. Feel your pelvis, it's level, and then lengthen. And root. And steady. Good. Anything locked out, soften, be fluid. Now from here, left knee comes in and we cross it over right leg. Take your arms out like cactus first. Sink down. Maybe your left foot crosses around your right ankle, but maybe it doesn't. Then take your arms back behind you, grasp elbows behind you, or palms in prayer position behind your back. And we do what we can. We do what we can graciously. Sinking. Good. Open the elbows back behind you, but draw the lower ribs in slightly toward the spine as well. Then straighten right leg, take left knee, and push back into warrior three, folding forward. Aware of right big toe. And wherever we are, we're here. And then slowly bring the body back up again. Draw left knee into chest and interlace your fingers around the shin. But lift the left leg so that the left leg's still active. And then maybe straighten the left leg any amount. Like when we were holding that tree trunk. In fact, we could walk out the leg and maybe we fold forward. We play with it. Just bring ourselves to what we're given in a gracious manner. And go where we can. Okay, so release that. Take left leg back behind you. Come back to the high lunge. Sending the arms up again. But now in prayer position. Sinking in, feeling it. And then now take left elbow around right thigh to come into a twist. Drawing the sit bones together. Wake up the back leg. And play with where you can go without losing yourself in the process. So all of you is here. All right, now let's take left hand to the floor, okay? Move to the outside edge of your left foot. And we could stay here, opening the right arm up. We could bring the left knee all the way down to the floor. Or we could play with lifting right leg off the floor. Lifting it up. And pushing the floor away with the hand and the foot. So the foot is floating, or it could be in tree pose. But we want to activate the core, don't we? Good, then right hand lands slowly, and we gradually make our way down. Could be knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Press the feet, exhale back. Downward facing dog. Pause in the dog. Just notice habitually we'll go into downward dog in certain ways. And then be sure from feet through hands that everything is awake. So we just tend to go right into our patterns. This is why developing awareness is so important to live an awake life. Now let's take left leg back. Inhaling. Exhale. Come in slow. Left knee to left elbow. So slow. So slow. Then inhale back. You might begin to notice the tendency to want to get somewhere. Exhale. Right elbow. How slowly can we go? Inhale back. What's next? I think you know. Kiss the knee. The knee kisses the face. Good. And then inhale. Push back. Make the air around you really thick. Exhale, slow. Thigh to rib cage first. Then foot lands. We rise. Feel your legs. Interlace the other way. Push up. Root down. Yep. Feel the body. Watch the breath. Body, breath, mind, all here. You'd think that would be easier, wouldn't you? And when it happens, it's just so lovely. Good, come down a little deeper. And then lower palms. Now, navel to spine, right elbow touches top thigh. Just a simple touch. Inhale, come back up. Watch the balance. So this is about steadiness and motion. Inhale. Exhale. A little touch. Good. Inhale, come back. All right, tree pose. How can we gracefully get from here, foot somewhere along the inner line, arms extend up when we're ready, could interlace, do what you wish with the arms, set the pelvis so it's like a vase, holding a container, then lengthen and find body, breath, and mind all at once. And we'll notice that we'll find it, all three together, and then we'll lose it again. Mind will generally go somewhere else. Good, back to those patterns. Now, bend left knee, right leg crosses. Take arms out like cactus. Maybe cross foot, maybe not. Reach back, palms draw down, grasp opposite elbow, or palms in prayer position. If the rib cage juts forward, pull in. Find body, mind, breath here. Now straighten left leg. Bring right knee in toward chest. Right foot's flexed. Push back slowly. So slowly. Look straight down. Lengthening. Elbows lift likely. Find yourself here. Then rise up, go slow. Bring right knee in close. Release hands, interlace around the knee. Draw thigh in close, and you might straighten the leg any amount. And you might fold forward. over right leg. Now we find ourselves falling out. Well, what's that like? That's like life. Come right back in. Now we take it slow as the leg hunts for the ground behind us, and it's a high lunge, rising up. Take the arms, root the legs, find your belly, inhale, exhale. Now right elbow crosses over left thigh. Good, nice to see you again. It's nothing like concentrating. Feel the legs root and grow through the spine. Good body, breath, and mind. Go looking for anywhere taking too much. And go looking for anywhere that's not really doing much at all. Good, even distribution of our attention. Now, right hand slowly lowers. And we're going to wake up the midline. Maybe right knee comes to the ground. Left leg, we send it up. Left arm, we send up too. Feel your fingertips clawing the floor. Hips high here. Good, could be tree. Some of you might decide to send the leg straight up. Might grasp big toe. And then on the way down, we resist gravity because we want to be right here. Right here. And then come into plank. Wake it all up again. And then slowly, 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 let's come all the way down and rest on a cheek. Feeling the heartbeat. And subtle presence. If we've been practicing for a while, we know sometimes when we're resting, the mind goes into crazy places, yeah? All kinds of places we could be gone for whole periods of time. So gentle presence in the rest. Okay, now we take the hands under the shoulders, navel to spine, back through puppy. Pulling hips up and back. Just let the forehead rest and feel the forehead resting on the ground. And then let's slide the hands in beneath the shoulders and slowly rise up on the hands and knees. All right, from here, we're going to tuck the toes under and we'll make our way back into Malasana. I think it'll be easier from this perspective at this point. So let's go back and forth just a little bit to wake up the hips. So I figured we would do a little tutorial to engage abdominal now that we've woken up the abdominals. And this tutorial will also, I'll set it up so that we all fail. We will all come to a place where we will fail, where it will be too difficult. Then let the heels draw back and down. Now, if they don't, roll up your mat behind you so that you can rest your heels down for a moment. Just letting, if you have a wall back behind you, you can rest on that too. So we'll bring the upper arms to the inner legs, and then we grow the spine to whatever extent we can, but we want the weight of the pelvis to drop. Yeah, there's arm balances coming, right? So we take the elbows, let's just roll the wrists first. So if you have wrist issues, and many people do, you're going to be very intelligent about this. Sometimes people get these, I wish I had one to show you, but almost like a little ledge where they don't have to bend at the 90. They've got a little bit of space here. So, but we don't want to push it with the wrist no matter what, especially because most of us are using our wrists all day right now. Good. Take it the other way. All right, so let's begin with crow pose. Palms down, fingers grip, lift hips, knees to armpits. Now wake up the abdominal wall, pull in so much, look forward, put a pillow under your head if you need to. I cannot see you, so you need to look so far forward, like 10 feet out in front of you, okay? Otherwise you'll fall on your head. Come forward and lift your feet off. The feet touch and we pull upward. Draw the arm bones in toward each other. Squeeze the arms with your legs. Good, then come back down. If we have the opportunity to practice in each other's presence again, I cannot wait to see you in this posture. Okay, to be fair, let's do one more crow, all right? So you want to get the thighs in as close to the ribs as possible. Some of you are ready for crane, I'm wagering. Crane, arms are absolutely stick straight. When we come up, knees to armpits. If you can get them in the armpits, fantastic. Thighs to ribs, look forward, then feet come off. Straightening the arms to whatever extent we can. And if you're not there yet, bend the elbows. Heels draw up to sit bones. Okay, done with that? Next one. Go ahead, let's roll the elbows again. Sorry, not the elbows, the wrists. So it's time for baby crow, which takes the pressure off the wrist, which is nice. I'll go this way, forearms down. Forearms are parallel with each other. The fingers are wide. You're using the fingertips. Seems like you wouldn't, but you are. You're pressing into the ground like a baby crow would. Lifting up, take your knees in toward your armpits, look forward, and lift the feet off the ground. Squeezing the arms with the legs. Chances are the air time on this is short, but we do what we can. We do what we can. And this is a great posture to notice the sense of futility or just kind of wanting to give up when it doesn't work out right. Right? You know that? It's a trap. It's a trap. So let's do it again. Forearms down, fingers wide. Knees to armpits. Lift off. And enjoy the journey, as tiny as it is. And then release. Okay, pause, sit. Take your hands to your knees, pull a little bit. So we can release the wrists. Long spine. Okay, next one. So if we're working on crow and baby crow, the next one we can play with, I feel, I guess I do feel this way, that to do side crow, which is where we're going, it really requires crow first, because crow, you're drawing the navel into the spine and you're getting this sense of a parachute or a hot air balloon pushing up into your belly. And once you've got that, you can start playing with directions. But if you don't have it yet, there is a place to play here. So legs are together, they squeeze together. Palms come to the heart. Steady the gaze. Lengthen the spine. Okay, body, breath, and mind all together. We just always notice when we want to get ahead of ourselves. This is really important information because we do it all the time. Now we take the hands over to the right. When we do that, we've got this left elbow, or I should say armpit right at the outside of the knee, as close in as possible. This you can do. Right elbow to right hip. You might feel this too. So we're in close, and if the twists are tough, then we know that we'll work on the twists in our practice. Then the right ear, like you can hear something to the right, and you really want to hear it. You want to hear it so much that the feet lift off. Now, if we want to play, we push the balls of the feet away from one another. The fingertips are active the whole time. And we get really long through the top of the head, through the legs. And what's most important is, can we hang out back to body, breath, and mind, wherever we are. And then slowly, slowly return. Okay, so come back up onto the balls of the feet. Roll the wrists. This business about going slow, imagine not going anywhere unless we brought our body, our breath, conscious breath, and our mind with us. Imagine trying to leave the house just to walk down the street, and you got to be there completely for each step of the way before the brain goes somewhere else. The yogi's dream. Okay, so knees are together, and we cross. We're kind of bringing our belly, the December contents of the belly, over to the left. Palms down, fingertips grab. Okay, so we've got this little tight package. Left hip to left elbow. Hope you can see that. Left hip to left elbow. Now left ear, I'm not kidding. Don't look down. You'll want to because it's scary. Left ear pulls, pulls, pulls. Go slow. Breathing. Now spark your toes like you're lighting matches. And then push. Push, push, push through thick air. Keep that left ear drawing forward connection. See if you can hang out and be here in it. Good, we surf. And then we come back slowly. You may want to just jump right out of it. Go slow. Slow, slow, slow. All right, coming down. Soles of the feet together this time. Knees go wide. Interlace your fingers around your feet and then pull and lengthen the spine. All the way up the spine. Dropping shoulders. Feel in. And notice that if you lift the pelvic floor, push your feet into each other, wake up the inner line of your legs, lift the pelvic floor a little bit, and that helps to create some buoyancy in the spine. And then gradually folding. Keep the sit bones down. And be there for every sensation without attaching to sensation. Noticing. We say that all the time, noticing. Because it's effective. Noticing sensation. So what happens with attachment is sometimes we will come across something we don't like. And then we attach to that and we become a little fixated on it. And then we miss the series of moments that ensue from the point of attachment
until we release again. And since we're in the school of attempting to not miss a moment, we notice instead. We notice aversion and we notice desire, the pull. We notice the thoughts around the past, and we notice the thoughts around the future. Good. Slowly we come up. I said we would do something that we all couldn't do. We don't have very much time left. Well, let's just play with this because it's ridiculous, okay? So we'll bring the legs in and we'll come up onto the balls of the feet and we'll cross the right leg over the left. See if we can do that first. I think the heel between both legs right at the perineum is a good idea. Now we're going to see if we can balance here on the balls of the feet. Squeeze to midline, hug. Okay, so now the question is, balance for me is very tricky in this. Maybe not for you. We're going to bring the left arm around the right thigh. And it could look like a twist, those of us working on the twist. It also could be right elbow comes to right hip, left hand comes down. So now we're in the territory of whoa. Hands come down. This foot can fly. Right hip to right elbow. Same principle. Right ear pulls us off. See if that works. And then maybe cross the ankles at the end point. And remember, in all of these arm balances to the side, what did I say about the ear? Have it pull forward. Don't look down. Unwind. Good. Cross left leg over right. What a luxury asana is now, isn't it? So nice to play and fail. Stakes are so low. Okay, so we're going to turn now. Well, first, no, that's not true. We're not going to turn. We're going to balance. So see if we can balance first. Pelvic floor lifts, long spine. Maybe you can bring your palms together in prayer position. This is my weaker leg. Okay, now we take right arm around. Come in close here, so there's a little rounding in the spine. Hands down. Left elbow, it pulls in, so left hip can rest on it. Left ear pulls us off. Maybe the feet cross back there. Keep the left ear, so your sternocleidomastoid along your left side neck is really extending. Fingertips engaged. Good, unwind that. Was that a big mess? I hope it was. So we can see what we do with a big mess. Take legs wide. And now wake up the feet, spark the toes, sit bones root. Find your way forward. Lengthen the spine. Body, breath, and mind. We yoke them. Bring them together. Yeah, so that's what got lost in contemporary yoga was that's the objective, not the shape. Feel the sit bones root, inhale, come up. Take left leg toward right leg, and let's enjoy the keyboard of the abdominals.
as we slowly make our way down. Good. Let's just bring the knees together, inner knees together, heels out, arms beside us. And we're headed toward Shavasana, and it's often said that Shavasana is the hardest pose. Well, if uniting body, breath, and mind is the objective, which it is, then you can see why, right? Because when we lie back and we close our eyes, we tend to drift. There's a lovely place for drifting. All right, let's go ahead, take legs long. Good, you might make it kind of a snow angel Shavasana. Make it comfortable. And then when you close the eyes, let yourself rest. Feel the whole body, the space of the whole body from the top of the head down all the way, pelvis, legs, feet. Can you hold the breathing body in your field of awareness? And then when we catch ourselves drifting, or reminiscing, or pining, or forecasting, or clinging, or preferring, just return to body, breath, mind. Quite gentle with ourselves when we do drift, though, huh? Like when we want or wish things to be different than they are. And then we find ourselves wanting, being quite tender with ourselves about it. And then we steep, like a good cup of tea, we steep in this rich moment. I do have a poem for you. And it arrived in my inbox. And it's a Mark Nepo poem. Everything is beautiful, and I am so sad. This is how the heart makes a duet
of wonder and grief. The light spraying through the lace of the fern is as delicate as the fibers of memory, forming their web around the knot in my throat. The breeze makes the birds move from branch to branch, as this ache makes me look for those I've lost in the next room, in the next song, in the laugh of the next stranger. In the very center, under it all, what we have that no one can take away, and all that we've lost face each other. It is there that I'm adrift, feeling punctured by a holiness that exists inside everything. I am so sad, and everything is beautiful. Yes, this business of body, breath, and mind is interesting, isn't it? That when we meet the moment, sometimes we meet a lot more than just the moment. And can we embrace it all? On the way into any moment, there is likely an embrace. So we take a few deeper breaths. And then feeling the navel draw into the spine, bring one knee at a time into the chest. Wrap our arms around our legs. Give ourselves a hug, thanking goodness that we have this great vehicle in which to express our unique duty or dharma. Send one arm up over the head, rolling to one side. May everyone's lives that we touch, be benefited from our touching. We make our way up to a seat. It's a comfortable seat. The spine lengthens. We close the eyes for a moment. The good news about this body, breath, and mind yoking business is we can do it anywhere and everywhere. You see how often we can pull ourselves back, present, here, fully here, drawing the palms together at the heart. And we'll close with one Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Bring the hands to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady. May we be present, and may we be joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for spending your morning with me. Tomorrow morning I'll start at 7. We're doing a full day retreat where you are. And if you'd like to join us, you can go to the Breathe Together website It'll be a personal retreat all about this very thing of bringing ourselves to each moment. It'll be a series of about 15 different meditations from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. If you need to step away during that time, the recording will be available to you so you can revisit it, but it will be a lovely time, and I hope you join me. All right, I wish you a happy holiday, and I will see you just after the holiday next Saturday morning. Take care.